Hey everyone, this is Attorney AMD. Guys, Florida has been busy. Take a look.
Construction is underway deep in the Florida Everglades on a massive migrant detention camp that state officials are calling Alligator Alcatraz. In a promotional video set to music, Florida's Attorney General lays out what he considers a deterrent for any potential escapees.
People get out, there's not much waiting for them other than alligators and pythons.
Starting next month, 5,000 migrants will be housed in trailers and heavy-duty tents at this remote, abandoned airfield. The Trump administration has said it wants to get up to 100,000 beds at detention centers across the country to facilitate mass deportations. Do you think that this is a good idea for your home state?
Well, I 100% support the president's deportation efforts. It's the president's priority to get those individuals out of our country.
Immigrant advocates are blasting the plans, saying it disregards the health and safety of migrants.
The biggest concern is the grave inhumanity that seems to be at stake in terms of sending people to incredibly inhumane, brutal conditions.
People will die in this facility. If we allow this to move forward, we are allowing them to prematurely kill our loved ones.
The Department of Homeland Security says the new facility will cost about $450 million a year and will be reimbursed in large part by a FEMA program previously used to shelter migrants.
A lot of people thought maybe it was just a joke, but no, we're serious.
Guys, I've shared with you that Florida is determined to be the leading state when it comes to immigration. Now, we just saw the NBC News report that clearly shows what the state of Florida is planning to do. And this is Alligator Alcatraz. And as early as next month, Florida is planning to house, as the news article or news video shown, 5,000 immigrants. But there's more. Allow me to share my screen. And I want to share an article with you because when I say Florida has been busy, it really has been busy. Now, this article put out by AOL, this was last week, Tuesday. And the title of the article reads, Florida takes immigration battle to Supreme Court, seeks enforcement of new law. Let's take a little read at this article. Now, the article reads, Florida Attorney General James Uthemeier has formally asked the U.S. Supreme Court to intervene and allow the state to immediately enforce its controversial new immigration law, SB 4C, while ongoing appeals play out in lower courts. The emergency application filed last Monday underscores Florida's urgency in addressing what it describes as the havoc wreaked by illegal immigration. SB 4C, you guys remember that law? We did a video on that for you, criminalizes individuals who enter Florida after having arrived in the U.S. illegally and evading immigration authorities, which makes it a crime. Illegal immigration continues to wreak havoc in the state while this law cannot be enforced, Uthemeier's office stated in the application to the Supreme Court. Now, the state is arguing that without the High Court, meaning the Supreme Court's intervention, Florida and its citizens will remain disabled from combating the serious harms of illegal immigration for years as this litigation proceeds through the lower courts. It goes on to indicate that a district court judge issued an indefinite block on its enforcement, concluding that the statute is likely preempted by federal immigration law and therefore unconstitutional. This ruling was later upheld by a 3-judge panel on the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, which declined to lift the block as Florida's appeal progresses. Now, Florida's AG is saying, however, the law is carefully crafted to avoid any conflict with federal authority, noting an SB 4C poses a conflict with federal law. Nothing in SB 4C poses a conflict with federal law. A little bit further down, the article indicates the lawsuit challenging SB 4C was brought by 2 anonymous individuals residing in Florida illegally, along with Florida Immigrant Coalition, Farm Worker Association, and the ACLU. Now, this last part I want to share with you. Now, Florida's move, this application Florida has applied for, it comes after the Supreme Court last year in 2024 allowed a Texas law to take effect, which also makes it a state crime to illegally cross the Mexican border, into the state of Texas. And I'll stop sharing there. So what does this all mean? Well, guys, as Florida is quickly building Alligator Alcatraz to house immigrants as early as next month, this application that the Florida Attorney General has filed with the Supreme Court, that application will be heard when the Supreme Court resumes session in October of this year. And if the Supreme Court, similar to what the article noted, allows Florida to enforce SB 4C while the parties are still arguing the case at the trial court level, that means more individuals will be housed at Alligator Alcatraz, I should say. In addition, we can also expect individuals who come into contact with law enforcement officers while driving. Now, guys, you might recall that there was a gentleman who was arrested under SB 4C who was driving from Georgia into the state of Florida. That gentleman was actually a born U.S. citizen. Now, the criminal court judge dismissed the charges, but he still had an ICE hold on him that was eventually released, but he was in a hold status for over 24 hours. So guys, as this continues to unfold, I will keep you updated with what's happening in the state of Florida because Florida is busy. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.